PSI TV is hosting a media challenge. A lot of you have a solution to a problem, a message, maybe a luxury item that enhances someone's life, and you want to get the message out there so that people know, and then you can fill your pipeline with prospects and that may become future clients for you. But until people know about you, the opportunity is zero for you to have sales. Now, once they get aware of you, the next thing is that people have to know, like, and trust you. But the first step is being aware of your existence and the offer that you have. That is the first step. And one great way to do this is to get in front of other people's audiences, especially if you don't have one of your own. But even if you do, it's always good to expand that audience reach. So what we're going to do in this challenge is to create a winning media asset for you so that as you approach various stages and podcasts and television shows and summits and other kinds of platforms where you can present your offer or have an event table or something, that you have an asset that positions your offer clearly. Guys, I have had so many pitches come to me, and it doesn't matter if someone's willing to pay to be on my show. I have to assess if that guest is going to be a good fit for my audience. And this media asset is going to be super helpful to do this. I have actually been helping people create the asset that I need just so that I can have them on my show. And I realize that this piece is missing. And a lot of you are just hoping by magic that you will be received on the show. And even if you know the show host guest personally, they're still going to need information that appears on this asset. So guys, let me just tell you right now, you can go ahead and Google a one sheet or a media kit. Go ahead and do that. And if there will be templates out there, and I absolutely use templates. But beyond filling in the blanks of a template, I can tell you there's so many guests that I've had on my show that have sent me pitches. Their offer is not clear. And when I interview them, I have watched interview guest after interview guest take the show that we've done together and realize their unique niche. How? Because as I research them and I look through their stuff and I talk to them, I pulled out what was a very key thing, especially for someone like me who's not an expert in their space. And I'm just like, okay, why would I want to do business with this person? And I've helped some of them get their offer crystal clear. And some of them have gone on to use the niche that we created in that show. For example, and you can look this one up, I did an interview with an absolute expert, an ex-veteran in the space who served in the White House level. And he's an absolute expert in the fitness space. And yet after our interview, which I titled Ditch the Dad Bod, he's now using that title and that space as his niche. And all his offers have been based around that title. Even though he is an expert in the fitness space, his offer was not crystal clear. And the show did that for him, but he didn't have a media asset. It's in the process of doing the show that this got created. And I realized this is missing from a lot of people. Another interview guest had very absolute expert in his space, absolutely good at what he does. But the show was able to, because he was on the show, that's the first thing. The fact that he was on television created its own sense of credibility and a transfer of authority. Because if I trusted him enough to put him on my show, and other platforms as well, other podcasters, if other stages trust you enough to present you to their audience, there's going to be a trust transfer. And so with that trust transfer and me asking him the kinds of questions that made not only his offer crystal clear, but how he was going to best serve the people that he set out to serve, that video, regardless of the views on television and the views on YouTube, which there were significant, he was able to use that video to prime his pump. And he has gotten clients simply because with that video, they realized, one, he was on television, and two, I asked the kinds of questions that crushed the objections that they would have. Now, I can't tell you that every show is going to do business the way I do business, but getting on the show in the first place, you're going to need this media asset. And instead of creating it for people one-on-one as they come, because I'd like to have them as an expert on my show, I realized that this step was an important step, and it's going to benefit you even if you do not come to PSI TV, because there are other platforms that you want to get your message out to. In fact, you shouldn't just try to come on PSI TV. Guys, you need to be everywhere. You need to be as omnipresent as possible. You need to appear everywhere. You need to appear everywhere. And to get the opportunity to get in front of other people's audiences, you're going to need this asset. And it needs to be filled out in such a way that positions you as an exciting guest to have on a show. So, how many of you get to say that you know a TV producer? Okay. Not a lot of people. I challenge you to go check out all these TV opportunities that are out there and see if you will be able to talk to the top dog at those opportunities, because you're going to get to talk to me. Okay. So I invite you to show up to this challenge, and then you're going to leave with an asset that's going to help you get on more platforms and get in front of more audiences. Trudy Vervin here, super simple to find, and I do look forward to connecting with you.